Alright, hey, welcome back. Today we're going to do a quick little pedal board walkthrough of my bass setup that I use with my band and when I do worship in places. And this is actually coming at the request of a guy I watch on YouTube named Jayme Lewis. Look him up. I'll put a link somewhere to his channel. He's got lots of great lessons and that sort of thing. Lots of solo things he does and stuff like that. It's pretty fun. But I'd commented on one of his videos about what my setup is, and he said he'd love to see it and hear it sometime. So I figured I'd put a little video together and do just that for those who might be interested. So here we go. Alright, so to start off with, I guess we'll start with the most basic part of my bass setup, which would be the bass. This is the one that I play 99% of the time. It's a PV Grind 6. It's got a neck through body design, so the neck goes all the way through. It sounds great. It's the 6-string version, so you got plenty of room to play with. I love this thing. So this is what I play about 99% of the time. Okay, now for my pedal board and the rest of the rig, so to speak. First off, I run everything through this here, my Line 6 G30 wireless relay system. It's connected to the pedal board on one end, of course, and then wirelessly connected to my bass. It holds signal great. I've gone pretty far away from the stage on shows and not lost signal, so I've actually got a review of that on my site, so if you want to check that out. Then from there, I run into this here. It is a Fender, I can't remember the model number, but it's a Fender passive volume pedal, meaning it does not have to be plugged in. It is built like a brick, literally. I mean, it kind of looks like a brick. It's made of some sort of heavy metal. I don't know what, but it works good. It's not as slick necessarily as, say, a active volume pedal, for doing sweeps or something. But then again, for bass, it's mainly a kill switch for me. I do some swells and stuff every now and again with it, but it doesn't need to have that really fine, super power, and this saves me from having to plug. That's one less thing I've got to plug in. So, there you go. Now, it's got two outputs, one that goes to the tuner, one that goes to the actual chain, which is what I do. So, I've got my tuner here is a Behringer tuner. What is it? The Behringer TU300 chromatic tuner. It works just like a tuner, just like you'd expect a tuner to work. It tunes the guitar. And you can tune silently just by kicking your volume pedal like that. And it'll tune without making any noise, so that's great for when you're, performing live, that sort of thing. Alright, the other output from the volume pedal goes into this here, which is the Joyo Dyna compressor pedal. It's basically Joyo's take on, say, the MXR Dyna comp or something of that effect, but it's a whole lot cheaper. That thing was $30 on Amazon. It's got a metal housing. It feels good and solid in your hand, and it does exactly what a compressor is supposed to do. It compresses it. Just to show you the difference real quick between uncompressed and compressed, we're going to go and turn it off real quick. I'll play a little bass line. Okay, and then we'll turn it on. So you can see it gives a little bit of a boost almost, but it mainly helps with the leveling everything out, sort of keeping everything, it takes your lower volume stuff and brings the volume up, and the bigger spikes in volume from either misplaying or just whatever get sort of quelled down, so it sort of levels everything out. It does what a compressor is supposed to do. I've just recently gotten that, actually. For the longest time I played without a compressor pedal. Didn't realize didn't know why people said you needed one. Now that I've got one, yeah, I get it. That's always on. I never touch it. That's why it's up there in the corner like that. It also helps out with sustain, which this This bass doesn't need a whole lot of help with because it does have that neck through body design, but it doesn't hurt to have a little help because so now I could leave that open E ringing for a really long time, especially using the compressor pedal. It'll just keep going. But from there we go into the next pedal, which is this Joyo Voodoo octave pedal. What it is a fuzz pedal with an octave up mode. So you hit the right switch, I'll give you your fuzz. Just gives a little dirt. Actually, I need to turn the volume down on a little bit, but that's beside the point. Anyway, that's the fuzz on. We'll turn the volume down just a hair. It's a little hotter than it normally is. And then hit the other switch and it does an octave. You turn off the fuzz part, and the octave part's connected to that fuzz. So as long as the fuzz is not on, the octave will stay off. But you can have it already on, so that when you hit the fuzz, it's already on. I don't use that pedal a whole lot. I pretty much never use it when I'm playing, say, in church. I do use it some when I'm playing with my band, because we do some songs that can use a little fuzz, a little distortion, a little overdrive, whatever you want to call it. It's not one I use a whole lot, but I like to have the option. And that pedal, again, is cheap. It's kind of a take on, say, the what's Electro Harmonix version, the Octavix or something. It's an octave fuzz pedal. The only complaint I have with that pedal is I do wish that the octave part could function separately from the fuzz. If it could do that, then I'd have two pedals in one there, and that'd be great. That's one pedal that I don't have on here that I sort of go back and forth on getting as an octave pedal, because for bass it is nice to have that option sometimes. I just haven't done it. I might at some point. But for now, I don't have one. And my pedal board is one of those things that's always an evolving thing, because I really like pedals, and I always find one that I want to play with. So it'll find its way onto a pedal board. So any of this really can find itself in flux at any moment to something else. The compressor is going to stay a compressor. I might find another one I want to try, but I don't know why to spend a whole lot of money on one when this one works just fine. The tuner is going to stay a tuner. That Voodoo octave pedal could become some other sort of distortion-y, fuzzy, overdrive-y pedal if I found one. But for now, this is the one I'm using. It's in flux. It's something that can change when it needs to. But that's neither here nor there. Then the next pedal in the chain is the Electro Harmonix Freeze pedal, which is a very cool pedal. If you've never heard of it or played with it, it's something to look at. It's not terribly expensive. I want to say I got it for like $110 on Sweetwater.com. You can probably catch it on sale somewhere for less than that. And what it does is very cool, very unique. So I'm going to show you what that does real quick, just for the fun of it. Okay, so that's this one over here, by the way. What it does is it has different modes. I haven't done a review on this yet. I will at some point. So keep an eye out for that, but I haven't done the review on it. But here's what it does, just to give you the quick version. You play a note, you hit this little switch, and it will hold whatever you're playing infinitely. It will play that note for as long as until I hit that button again, basically. So you might say, well, why do you need that on a bass? Well, because now I've got an E. I think an E. I've got the note ringing out. play over it. And you could also do the same thing with, say, a chord. You could play you a an E chord in this case, and it will sit there and ring. You can play over it. It's like, that's another one of those that I don't use this very often in a show, but it's a fun pedal to have. I like to play with it. And it's a good thing to have, especially playing in churches. If there's not a keyboard player, if the keyboard player is doing something different, between songs, or if there's we take a break to pray or something to that effect, you can play something, just a little sort of pad in the background, and that'll keep it holding on until they're ready to go. So that's a very fun little pedal, very cool. I'll do a review of that eventually. But check it out if you don't have one. It's fun on guitar too. It's probably more fun with a guitar because you can, play you a chord. It's actually really good for practicing too, because you can play you a chord into it, let that chord ring out, and that gives you your chord. Then you can play around with notes and figure out what'll sound good over that particular chord. So, awesome pedal. And then that goes into my DI next, which is the last thing in the chain here. It's a Behringer V-Tone Bass BDI 21. This is gray thing up here in the corner. It has a little bit of drive it can do. Has a 2-band EQ, level, a presence, and then it has a blend knob as well, where you can blend the driven and the clean signal. And then again, it's got a DI out to a board if you need it, which is what I usually do. I don't usually play with an amp. But it also has a line out, so you could run to an amp or both. You could do an amp and a direct out if you wanted. So that is my setup. It's on the pedal board is not any brand or anything. I built that myself out of some scrap wood, but it serves the purpose, and it was free. And I'm as a regular guy, I'm kind of cheap. I don't like spending money. So that is my setup. What I'm going to do now, I'm just going to play a little bit, just so y'all can hear how the different things interact. So here we go. my playing, I'm a little off, but. So yeah, that is my pedal board. That's what I use. So that's my walkthrough. That's what I use. That's how I use it. If you have any questions, comments, thoughts, feel free to leave them in the comment section. Like, share, all that stuff. And we'll see y'all next time.